Okay, let's have a talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I was very tempted to come back on here last night because I was so angry. And a lot of buzz is talking about this online, and a lot of people are getting turned off by Love and Marriage Huntsville specifically because they are tired of the Martell Mel scenario. I am tired of the Martell scenario because I don't think it's healthy anymore. I mean, it's not been healthy, but I think it's worse. And I'm saying this because I watched this and Martell is unraveling. And I am struggling with watching the continual unravel of Martell and being okay with it. So Chris and Nell have this trust exercise, and they have this whole you're going to team up with people that you don't trust. So they first have Letitia and Stormy. Letitia did not want to fall into Stormy's arms. And Stormy was there to catch her. Mel and Martell, and Mel's annoyed that you continue to keep partnering her up with him because you have to remember that at this moment in real life, he is trying to shop some um a sex tape that they made together and trying to release it to the public. So as the retreat is happening, he's trying to sell off a sex tape. Right. So Mel falls down on purpose, did not want Martell to touch her. Martell was like, I'm your baby's father. And he fell down because stood back so that he could fall. She was not going to catch him. I I'm not mad at this level of petty. Um, he thinks that her behavior is because she is in front of folks and they are gaslighting her to make sure that this is all a front. Sir, it is not a front. She does not like you. And the times where she can try to tolerate you and move on, you do something to backstab and undermine that. And it goes back to square zero. I can't stand you. Tisha falls into Stormy, Marceau and Courtney. Courtney falls into Marcel. Kiki shows up as her husband has to go to work. Nell begins to explain why Kiki was here. It's a mention that Mel told Kiki, you should call Nell. See, what Mel was trying to do is she was trying to not be the one to tell Kiki that it's not going to work. But what she was trying to do is to have Nell be responsible and say, you can't come. But Nell is not capable of being responsible and saying, you can't come, because she doesn't like to be the bad guy. And so here we are. And so Nell begins to explain that this was supposed to be building, and Kiki apologizes to everyone about the barbecue. Kimmy and Maurice accept her apology, but their argument is this happened a month and a half ago. You should have apologized a month and a half ago. For once, I agree. The problem with Kiki is that Kiki and Tisha are the same. So you apologize and you want people to accept your apology. And if they don't, it's their fault. They don't have to accept your apology. You don't get a cookie for apologizing. You get, I'm being an adult. You should have apologized. Give yourself a couple days to cool down, then you apologize. The fact that you wait a month and a half and then you in front of everybody on camera to apologize, I think that should have been your second apology to do it on camera. You could have done it off camera but in private. Um, Tisha accepts her apology. That was a lie. She did not accept her apology. And I wish Tisha would grow a backbone and say, I heard your apology. I do not accept it, and this is why. I do not want to be around you, and this is why. Like, I think we can respect Tisha a little bit more. Look, you do not have to please everybody. Just be honest. Stand in your truth. Your truth is, I don't want to be around you. Point blank, period. So Nell begins to cry and she's like, this is hard and I don't want anyone to feel out of place. So Tisha leaves and Tisha feels blindsided that Chris, she feels blindsided that they seem to have known that Kiki was coming and nobody would have told her. I think that that's fair. They're trying to kind of blame Mel about this, but and Mel and Nell and Chris. Mel has tried to talk to Tisha about Kiki, and Tisha's not trying to talk. The last time Tisha walked out on Mel trying to talk about Kiki, but there is an expectation that Nell should have told Tisha about Kiki, and I think that's fair. Nell apologizes to Tisha. She thought that Kiki would not come. Now I will say this, and I think I'm not upset that she felt this way. What she said, what she was doing is, oh, I would like to extend the invitation for you to come. And she assumed that Kiki would not come. The problem that I have with Nell's assumption, because I mean, look, I invite people, I do the same thing. The difference is Kiki was going to get a check if she came. So you invite her, she's coming. Why? Because she wants a check. She's been wanting to be on the show. Why would she not come? I think that's very silly to think that she would not come. So that's makes no sense. Nell tells the group about Kiki and how she feels that Kiki should not stay because it's and so then Kiki says, that's fine, I don't have to stay at the house. Mel kind of no, not Mel. Stormy's like, I'm not staying at the house, so that's not a big deal. Kiki said, and this is where I would have a problem. I don't have to stay at the house, but then you insist on continuing to be there for the rest of the trip. Why are you insisting to be somewhere for the rest of the trip when they don't want you there? The majority of the people do not want you here. And to say that nobody can dictate on where I go and who I can be with, I'm like, it's her trip. She can dictate if you can attend or not. It's her trip. That is so strange. And I'm gonna tell you that this episode, the more that I get to know Kiki, first of all, I'm not a big fan of Tisha. I think I made that clear for all of the reasons. But I'm gonna tell you that I don't like Kiki. So whatever we supposed to be getting out of Kiki, that's a wrap. Mel asked if Tisha is the one who stated that she doesn't want Kiki there, and Nell's like, yes. So Marceau gets into this whole explanation that this is a violation of friendship and boundaries. that was said. And she gives an example about the conversation that she and Marceau had about Martell. But now Martell jumps in. He wants clarity about Mel's boundary. Marcel's like, look, I've gotten it straight out of the Rogers mouth. So this is a dig to Martell. He's still stuck on the fact that she has a name change. So Nell talks to Kiki um privately as Martell's having this whole argument or loud discussion. Nell pulls Kiki over and says, I do want to have a good relationship with you. Stormy's husband Courtney is like, so this is what team building is? I chuckled. So Martell is going off about what he did wrong in the marriage. Yo, I am so tired of this. I know that I have done videos about how ridiculous Martell is. You have a whole baby that you got her pregnant the second time in the midst of COVID. You were leaving the house to go to the side chick during COVID, and your wife has a newborn. So you didn't care about the health and well-being of not only your wife, but your kids and your brand new baby to have another baby with somebody else. That alone is the basis. So you're arguing that she also cheated. I'm sorry. So I don't, I literally do, I don't think that he understands that nobody cares. And frankly, if she cheated, we'd be like, good for you, Mel. That's what he doesn't get. So then he's trying to, all the women are kind of together. Nell's upset because she's been crying. First of all, I did not like how Martell was going at Nell. And I did not like the fact that Chris did not step in and be, none of the men stepped in and been like, hold the phone. Why are you talking to her this way? And Martell keeps arguing that Nell is being disrespectful. I'm sorry. I don't get it. So all the women are together. Nell's like really upset about Martell. She asked Mel if she cheated on him. Mel was like, look, she was like, look, I dated people when I was not with Martell. We having this conversation. Like, doesn't matter. You've been divorced for two years, over 2 years now. Who cares? Martell? Like literally, who cares? We don't need to litigate the past. Literally, because it doesn't make you look good. So Nell looks at him and is like, you are a narcissist. And Martell's like, you are taking sides and you're being disrespectful. Um, Martell's now screaming, she cheated, I cheated. I didn't destroy the family. So Melody is in the kitchen. She comes back and she's like, okay, so when did I cheat? When when did I cheat? With who did I cheat on? And where did I cheat? And when did I cheat? So Martell's like, the apartment. Melody's like, okay, let's talk about it. March 2017, found out he was cheating on me for 2 years. I stayed with him in October of 2017 until October 2017. And then at homecoming, she caught him in the truck with his other baby mama. So she got an apartment. She moved out in December. They got back together in April of 2018. Okay. And so he's like, let's go back before that. How she would leave the house for 1 or 2 days to be at a hotel. I don't know what was happening. And her movements were changing. Sir, your movements were changing. And I have to tell you, as a person who has been in relationships where my partner has not been faithful, I you can tell when things shift. I don't need to have an evidence. I don't need to go through your phone. I don't need to go through your stuff. I don't need to do any of this. I will never forget. I was dating this one guy and I felt something was off. And I was like, okay, well, I was in New Jersey and I flew uh to be I popped up. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be here for the weekend. And I drove to where he is. And this chick, first of all, I'm cute. She was not. Pops up at the house, and I was like, and you are? And I am. And I mean, I didn't go off or anything. I mean, she was younger than me. Um, and no, there was nothing. They weren't in a relationship. They're supposed to have been just friends. Him and I ended up breaking up not that long after. I went to his black and gold and she was there and they left. Like, so my point is you know when something's amiss. So you are going to move differently. I don't trust you. I fundamentally feel that in your bones, you feel something is different. I may not confront you about it, but I'm going to move accordingly because I don't, something in my being is 1 plus 1 is not equaling 2. So, and the Mel's like, okay, well, let's talk about the fact that I did that. Martell's like, okay, well, sex started changing and he started complaining. Sir, you're cheating on her. You are literally cheating on her. So you're complaining about the sex being different while you're cheating on her with another chick. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. And then, so, um, and then he actually physically says that I don't have to have evidence. I just know. So you think that because you know why you feel this way, you just know it's because that's what you would do. When you stay away for a couple of days, you would be with somebody else. She said, I know that I do this. I go away for a couple of days. For Mother's Day, my birthday, sometimes for conferences, I'll go away for a couple of days. And you know who's at my spot? Nobody. It is me, myself, and I. I don't even invite a friend, like a female friend, my sorority sister, nothing. They talking about, can we meet? No. I'll see you when I get back. Like I am literally solo, dolo. When I'm away to decompress, I am away to decompress. Um, so Stormy's like, okay, so you cheated first. And then Martell's like, just because you don't catch it doesn't mean nothing happened. So you are creating a story of her cheating in your head based on nothing. Cool. So now as Mel has not asked me to take a side. You have. And Marceau and Tisha's like, we've taken a side. We took your side. And what's so disappointing from this whole entire episode is Kimmy. Kimmy is like, well, does two wrongs make a right? Stormy's looking at her like, he cheated, she left. So she could do what she want to do. Well, technically, they're still married. So, and then he goes and tells Nell, well, when Chris cheated on you, what did you do? I didn't. I stayed. Exactly. Exactly what, Martell? What are you trying to prove? This is what is so mind-boggling. So what you want What you expected Mel to do is to sit and wait until you stop cheating. So when was she supposed to, how long is she supposed to sit and wait? The first baby that became an abortion, what did she have that one? The second kid, now the second baby that's alive, so she's supposed to be bringing home your second baby and she's supposed to have stayed? Man, so she's supposed to have no sense of worth, no sense of anything. Like you are bizarre and crazy. The fact Kimmy defending Martell is the most insane thing, disappointing, unbelievable. Mel and Tisha begin to talk. Well, actually, it's Mel and Marcel talk. And then Marcel's like, I think you should tell her how things are and just squash it. So Mel and Tisha talk and they settle their differences and they go horseback riding. And Melody is like, I don't want to be around these people when he's come to Martell. And Marcel, I don't want to be next to their horses. Um, Kiki feels that she did what she's supposed to do, apologize, and if people don't take it, then that is it's on them. Okay. You have to be aware that if people don't want to be around you, they don't have to be around you, ma'am. That's a thing. It's a thing. I know that this seems strange for some people to understand, but if I don't want to be around you, I don't have to be. Um, Marcel doesn't feel like Marceau says that healing with Martha, that there's healing in this group, and he gives an example of Mel and Tisha communicating. Mel and Tisha explain how they got to this point because of time. Marceau said they're willing, that there was a moment for a while they were really trying to connect Martell. It was let it go. There is no coming back together. And I think that that is a legit I thought that that was an honest assessment where people were trying, you don't want to see your friend group break up. And I get that. I get that people were literally like, look, my friend is, this did not work out. Things aren't working out right now. And we really want to make sure that we could put this together, back together, because we don't want to see our friends divorce. I don't understand though I hate to say this, but I really don't understand how they thought that divorce shouldn't be an option, that you can't get over the baby. I cannot get over you having a baby on me. Come to find out, could have been two babies you had on me. How am I supposed to move on from that? Like Martell and I have now made this conclusion. Martell gotta go. He cannot behave. And I'm tired of the people who are siding with Martell on social media saying that they're both immature. No, no, no. This is not a both maturity. Mar this is a you are all being one person. No, no, no. This is not a both. Martell does not have the fortitude to be a mature adult. And therefore, he cannot be on this show. Or Mel needs to bounce, take the EP credit, get paid for the show, don't be on it, be on your own show. Sit down with Carlos and be like, look, you need to put me on a whole different show because this is not working out. I'm sorry. I cannot do this anymore because he is not capable of existing with me without causing chaos and mayhem. And this is no longer healthy for me. Something has to give. I think that's where we're at because I'm really sick of this. I am actually getting kind of sick of this. And I'm sure that she is getting sick of this. The audience is getting sick of this. This is no longer this is no longer benefiting the life of the show anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like this is no longer entertaining anymore because Martell is unraveling at a space that is not entertaining. This is not entertaining. This is really pretty sad that he is not adjusting to the fact that the relationship is null and void. It's over. And he still thinks that there is a possibility that they can be back together. And it's like, sir, there's no together. There's no together. Together is done. It's it's out to lunch. It's gone. You need to let it go. There is no relationship anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can have rendezvous with whoever you want to. We don't care. You could be disrespectful from 20 blocks away because you know why? Because we don't care. Okay? Thank you very much. And on that note, goodbye.